Hi everybody, it's Linda. Today I'm showing you my 3 completed sewing journals. So this is the first one. She's a fabric cover. Just the fabric, book corners, there's a bit of batting underneath, and I have a dangle. So I tried to do sewing themed dangles. I have the word sew, I have a sewing machine, there's a thimble and a tape, and then a few beads. And that closure, Lady Di was showing that months ago on one of her videos, and I really liked that pattern. I just wish I had more silver, but that's my problem. Anyway, but it looks fine. I think it works. So it just sort of hangs there. Okay, so it's tied with this ribbon, and you know, like if you think it's too wrinkled, you could always pull out the $4 hair straightener and smooth it out. Anyway, so let's go into this baby. Now I still have to put something in here. It looks like I forgot, but this is a pocket. Okay, and then this is just decorated. And then over here is like a library pocket with just a journaling card. There's some washi down there that says Paris, and then over here's washi with keys. Writing spot with just a little fabric tab, because you know it is supposed to be sewing related. So this is just writing lines, and then in the middle of this doily, which is just basically decoration, I put a sticker. It's a pincushion that's a shoe, and there's some pins in it. And then over here, more writing, and then I used a stamp of like a dress form mannequin, and it kind of comes through the page, and I thought, well, you know, it actually looks kind of cute there. So over here I have a tuck spot of, I believe I got this was a page of 4 from G. Kerr, Happiness and Crafting. I don't usually print too many digitals because, you know, ink is horribly expensive, but I did print those out because of the sewing theme. So anyway, you'll see 3 more of those. So I just tucked, this is one of those cards that I found in that I got out of the journaling card set that I found at that scrapbooking store. And then here's one. I just glued an index card on the back. And then over here is just some ribbon that's glued on. A dress form die cut. And then over here, there's 3 signatures in each journal. And over here in the second signature, I have the Tim Holtz slot die. I've just stuck a label on. These are just extra pieces of ephemera. What I've been doing is, because these are just so thick, I just peel off some of the back, which this, if you can tell, has been peeled. It really helps. Like, I did not peel it there, but if you were to hold them, you could see that there's a doubt you can see, but there is a difference, and it really helps if you need to do that. And then a dress form, which also was torn down a bit, thinned out. If only it were that easy. Okay, oops. All right, hang on. Let me just, there we go. She's just giving me a hard time. And then over here, this was something I saw on Kate Mauer's YouTube channel. So these are just some little little journaling cards that I made from, it's one of the first scrapbooking pads I bought years ago from, might even have been Walmart. But there is some sewing stuff in the book, so I just use those scraps. And then over here is another one of those chipboard pieces. I had bought a set of sewing themed chipboard pieces from Class Act, the scrapbooking store, and those are the ones that like I showed you earlier, that I tore some down to make them thinner, and this was one of them as well. If you go too far, then you end up tearing the front. So what Kate did was, she has 2 envelopes. I added this in the middle. I added this little more writing space, and then over here's an envelope with I believe this was from Carleen Gilpin. She sent me some stuff, so I threw, these are like little funny shaped postcards. So flowers, so that was in there, plus there's writing space, and then over here is another one of those postcards. And put that back in here. And then it doesn't matter which way it goes, but this has a light inking from a stencil. And yeah, I just decided that since this is a tuck spot, because it could in theory go like that, but it looks better like this. And then over here is just plain white for more writing or whatever. Writing. And then over here, again, this is a Kate Mauer thing. So there's a tuck spot over here. Okay, this side. Ugh. So I made a journaling card. This was a Franken page or a masterboard or whatever the heck you want to call it. I cut that down. Sorry, this down to make a tag. So it's just a flip out that she made, and then I folded it back over and glued the edges to make it a tuck. And here this flips down and it's writing as well as underneath. And over here you can write, and then I just close it up like that. There's no special sticking or anything. It's gravity because this is still thick. I left that chipboard as thick. Oh, and it's a tuck spot. It's a secret tuck spot behind there. And then there's a sticker down here, just an old box with some books in it and plant. And over here was a page from one of the clearance items I got at Michael's a year or so ago. It's like Artsy Company or whatever it's called. It's one of those booklets. So it's just a fashion one, and I used my Paris washi tape, and I flipped it up because on the other side, you flip it up that way. It's like opposite direction, and it's has some old vintage pictures there. And yeah, so I put my stamp there, handcrafted by Linda. And then over here, sorry, gotta move the downside with dangles, they get in the way. Okay, so over here I have a flip. So there's a tuck spot here with a couple little cards. I put a thimble there to hold down the tuck spot. Over here, again, this is a Kate Mauer thing. Over here is just some more writing space that flips out. And then originally she has like something that holds this down, but I decided not to do that. Plus the way my measurements were different. This was, I believe, from Thelma. This is a tag. So I decided to include it, and she fits right in here. So it's a busy little spot. Plus there's writing. Oh, and there probably is, yeah, you can tuck a little thing up at the top and a little thing at the bottom. It's all a Kate Mauer. You have to check her out. She's very good. And then there's just a little mini fabric flip over here on both sides. And then another tuck spot here. And this is another piece, another journaling card I made from my master board. I actually cut it down, as you can see. The edges was coming up. So yeah, so I just kind of left it stark white, but that's why you include extra pieces so people can do what they want, right? So here's a corner tuck. Yeah, there's nothing else to it. I put a sticker. Here's another tag made from that master board. And then over here is fabric, pom-pom lined. And it's two-sided paper. I don't have too much two-sided, and it was really pretty, so I decided to leave it. So it's a bit on the thin side, but it still works. And there's another piece of the chipboard, a little cluster. Oh, this is a card that goes in here. See, that's more of that paper with the sewing theme. And then over here, there's a tuck spot, and I've just whipped up a little notepad. And then over here, in the middle of this page, this is like watercolor paper, I believe, is a little belly band. So we have a little piece of paper to write on, and that goes underneath. And then this ticket goes right under the center there. So just a little interest to break up the page. And then over here is a vintage picture for thread, and it's a belly band. So this is, I found this in my Tim Holtz pile. I had bought ephemera a while ago. And it flips up. So it's a secret spot almost, right? And over here, some more writing. This was the die I bought at Class Act. I need to play with it more, but I just put a piece of paper in there. Might be a bit green for this book, but it's fine. And then over here, this was from Corey Dahman. This page has 3 pockets. So another card from that master board. And then up here, I have just an old piece of file folder as a journaling card. And then over here is one of those from that paper pad. So, yeah, and these papers are from a 6x6 pack I bought off AliExpress, probably one of the first times I ever ordered from them. Okay, and over here is an embossing that I did. I have this sewing embossing folder. I don't know if you can see it very well. Maybe there you can. Okay, so different sewing things on there. So I just kind of left it as like a card, but I glued it down with ribbon, and then it flips over, and there's a writing space there, and then this envelope was glued on the back, and just for journaling. But I forgot to make like a divot there, but oh well. It will go in. It's just decided to give me a bit of a fight. There we go. Okay, sorry. So, and I think that was it for that page. And then there's writing on this side. And then over here is a little belly band at the bottom. I just sort of randomly put it there. Like, I've realized you don't always have to have it right in the middle, right? So here's a little journaling card there. And then just a little notepad, a little piece of note paper for writing as well. And those go in there. And then this, another piece of that master board. And I believe I did scan these because I made these like 2 years ago or so. I believe I scanned those, so if I really wanted to, I could print them out again, I guess. Or print them. I'm using the originals here. And here's a writing board. I don't know why, I have a hard time having book corners. These ones aren't so bad, but the small ones, they always seem to like shift. It drives me crazy. I have a hard time putting them on sometimes. But anyway, there's a writing board. And again, with that pretty fabric lacy pocket. And then that's it. So that's fabric. And then the second one, I call her Blacky. This is a piece of, this is just, all of these were based on like cereal box cardboard. And this was covered with that, you know, those giant sheets of vinyl that they're selling at Dollar Tree at the moment. So this was the black one. I think you can see here the pattern. And I attached a book plate. And nothing else, again, nothing else, except these were the ones I was having problems with. But I do have a dangle. This one I used a green theme. So if you can see, hang on a second. There we go. Okay, so there's a dress form mannequin. There's like a silver measuring tape. There's a button that was actually a charm that came in the pack. And then just some other like green things. And so is in green there. So that's my little dangle there. Oh, that one came off. That's fine. Okay, so journal. And this is glued and whatever's attached in ribbon. So again, it looks like I need to add a few more tags. So this is a double. So there's a spot here and it expands just a little bit. I made it a bit roomy. And then there's also a little ribbon there. And then at the front here, I did a stamp of a garland. And then here's another piece of my masterboard. And I use this as the pocket, this little piece of ephemera. And then over here, oh, and I attached the lace at the edge. And then over here, I had laid a doily, and then I took a square and folded it over and glued on a wooden sewing machine and slipped inside just a piece of paper that's been folded up that someone can write on. And it just sits in there. Over here, this little piece has a stamp. Down here, it has a piece of washi. Over here is another one of those cards from that I bought at Class Act. And it's a tuck spot, another piece of paper one can write on. And then over here is the fabric flip with a piece of ribbon. Those are glued on. And then over here, oh, I have to trim those. I might leave them long and someone can do whatever they want with them, attach something or trim it themselves. Or I might just trim it. So I made a pocket with two pieces of fabric and a ribbon. And then here's just an extra piece for a journaling card. And then again, another. I love this paper. You Canadian ladies know that this came from those books that they used to sell at Dollarama. I swear, one of these days, they're going to make an appearance again, and they are more than worth the $4 they charge. Because I'm on my second book. I only had bought 2, because I'm stupid. And I'm on book 2 now, so try to conserve them. But it really fits the old-fashioned sewing theme. So over on this page, I made a magnetic little fabric flip. So this is just the backing. So that's just glued down. And then over here, just some pieces of fabric. So I guess the idea behind these is that if somebody wants to add something in the journal, they would just cut it off from that. So that's magnetic. Okay. A little bit of interest as well. And you can even be almost like a paper clip. And also like a belly band. If I had something thinner, it could go underneath. So here's a piece of paper for writing. A little scissor sticker. Sorry, I keep shifting. Here's another one of those, the printout from G. Kerr. And then here's a piece of notepad. And some washi for decoration. I glued, I might have sewn. I think I just glued it. This piece of snippet, just a fabric ruffle. And then this is another one of those cards from that little kit I bought. See, because they all have that on the back. And over here is a fabric flip, and there's 3 pockets. There's this itself comes out, and it's a card. It's attached to a card. And then there's this card that I also got from the set. So I like this because it almost kind of hides. It's almost like a secret spot, right? But then down here is a little pocket, and again with another piece of paper just for writing, whatever. So I like that. And then over here, I have this paper clip that holds down this. It flips out, and you can write. And then this is, they call it a stamp holder or whatever. So this is just vellum, and I just put in 3 stamps, and that just helps hold it down. And of course there's writing space there. And here's another one of those cards. It flips over, and so there's a writing spot there. And then I did stenciling faintly of sewing images. And then down here is a key. This was a piece of just regular paper ephemera. I glued that down. Then over here is half of a doily, and I put a cluster with stamps and some other paper and a piece of ribbon in there. And then this writing paper. Oh, this doily is actually from a punch that I got in, it might have been on Facebook Marketplace with a bunch of other stuff. And you take a circle and you put it in, you can only do 4 or 6 inch ones. And then so you have a 4-inch circle, say, and you put it in where it says 4-inch. And then you just carefully turn and punch and match up the design, and then it comes all the way around. So, and up here is a washboard sticker. And then over here, there's a little card there. There's a little piece of ephemera. Here's another piece of ephemera. This flips open, and there's secret writing space. There's a ticket here. It's a spot there. It's a sticker of a jar with buttons. And this says sewing. I labeled it like a file folder. And that goes behind. And I believe this whole idea, the foundation, is Kate Maurer. And then over here, we have a tuck spot. And then I just put some washi for interest. And here's this tag. And this is just a piece of ephemera. Just regular paper ephemera. That might be from a Tim Holtz thing. And then there's the other part of this. If you can see that. That actually went together. Or it might go the other way. Whatever. Anyway, you get the idea. That was from one piece I cut down. Okay, and we turn the page, and there's writing space. And then over here, here's the other half of that doily. And there's another writing card, or journaling paper. And there's a little cluster. That's a top tuck. And then another piece of paper. And then over here, I have a hard time. I don't understand how people have these different envelopes with like, you know, an envelope with a window, or this is a CD sleeve. Like I bought like 100 of them for like $2 or something at a discount store near my work a couple years ago. And I don't know how people can get the decoration so perfectly around the window. I don't understand that. Ugh. Anyway, so this is pattern paper from some pattern that I bought, a few packages of old or older patterns, sewing patterns that nobody would use anymore. So I just sort of cut that up and ripped it up and glued it down. And on the back, so inside I put a design in there, but it is a pocket. And so there's just a little journaling card there. So get that back in here. And then on this side, underneath is a tuck spot with some decoration. Journaling card. And then over here, I decorated it and put it and did a stamp. I believe that's a stamp. And then some butterflies down there. So yeah, it's a bit busy, but it looks cute. And then over here, another one of those doilies with something on top, but it's actually a belly band. So another piece of paper for writing. And then over here, because I forgot to, when I made the pockets in this journal, at the front and back, I totally forgot I had to put the writing board. So I just whipped this up. I just glued this down, and the writing board sits in there. And then over here on the other side is another big journaling card. And I decorated this page up. I stripped down these guys, ripped off what excess I can at the back and sewed them down. There's a piece of doily for interest. There's a little fabric tab just because. And then over here, this is Velcro. It's almost invisible Velcro. You can't see it. You can barely see it here unless you're looking for it. And that's because I didn't want to cut this page down. I just thought it was so pretty. And it's a tuck spot at the back. And you recognize my master board there. So that goes there. Then over here, I decided to do like a V, an inverted V. And it's a tuck spot. So I put some of the ephemera that came with my I had a fussy cut, but it's one of the pages in the 6x6 pad I got from AliExpress. So there's a writing piece of paper there. This is an actual little tuck spot here. This is a punch out. This is a die cut of a bobbin, of a thread bobbin. Cross stitchers might be familiar with this, and other people who do other types of needlepoint. So I threw some bobbin on there, glued it down, and then another piece of paper. And then over here, I actually wrote insert 4x6 photo here. So this is 4x6. This was from one of the paper pads that we were buying at Dollarama that they're still selling. So I cut that to fit, and I just wanted to show that you can just slide in. If you have a 4x6 photo, it's perfect. You could just slide it in. You don't have to worry about anything gluing or anything else. And over here is a writing space, and then a fabric flip just because, and my little stamp. And then over here I have a pocket, and then what I did was I took this piece of ephemera, a library card, and I made it into a little book. And I'm using my, that's not my only one, I'm using Paris paperclip. And then on this side, again, another master board. Oh, I guess it can go in this way if you want to look at it, right? Sorry, the tab is all wonky there. And then at the back here, I took just a regular safety pin and I attached, see, if you recognize, oh, yeah, you recognize the button. It's the same button. And then there's also scissors and a safety pin. Anyway, just some charms. I might take that button off and put something else. And then over here, again, 2 tuck spots. So that was Blacky. And I just threw a label in. They're easy to take in and out. I just wrote journal and threw that in there. And then over here, my third one, Pinky. So, oh, she got a little bit dirty. This is one of those. This is the faux leather. The rolls that they just were selling recently at Dollarama. Like a roll, there's like white, like a pale cream, pale pink, a rose pink, and then almost like a light brown or beige, dark beige. Anyway, so this is the pink. So this is glued down here. Oh, and here's the dangle for this one. So this one is on the pink side. Now, I don't know if you can see, but this is a little crochet hook, the tassel. And then I have the word sew. And then that was one of the charms from the set I bought. And then there's the scissors. That giant pearl came from Dawn, C'est la vie Dawn. And then and so did that pink guy. And then I just made some other things to add to the dangle. Okay. So this one was just ribbon that they recently were selling at Dollarama. Okay. Oh, and I just added that for interest. So on the inside, I used the white or the, pale cream, white. I think it's white. Faux leather. And then I made a pocket here. And then there's a tuck. Oh, I guess it can be a tuck spot, but I don't have anything tucked there right now. Oh yeah, it is a tuck spot. Okay. I'll go through them and fill up some empty spaces. So here's another one of those pieces from G. Kerr. Here's that embossing folder, just a piece, just for interest. And then this, I stamped that mannequin stamp again. I put the rose underneath just because. And so that holds down the doily. And then over here is one of those pockets that ties up like that. I have a journaling card on the inside. I stuck a sticker on for interest. And then down here is, it was one of the pieces on with like the other charms. So it's just like a piece of lace, even though I don't really need a piece of lace charm when I can use lace. So here's some ephemera. That might have been part of the G. Kerr collection. And this, I'm not sure. Oh, it's double-sided, so it's from a pad of paper. And then I just did a stamp up there. Down here, this page, it's sewed up, so there's a pocket. It's a bit busy. It's hard to almost, this blends in masterboard tag. And then I decorated the front with a spool of thread dye, a wooden mannequin, and then a die of a sewing machine. Over here is it's just a flip, but I sewed some buttons on there, or I made it look like they were sewn on. Yeah, I made it look like they were sewn on. Oh, no, I gave away my secret. Okay, so over here is a little funny sticker that I got in. It was a themed pack of stickers that they were selling at like Walmart, I think, as well as Michael's sells them. So I had the sewing thing. Maybe I got it at your dollar store with more even. But anyway, that's that. That's the scissors, washi. A little piece of fabric that I just decided to sew up there because it says appetit. I guess the word bon got put somewhere else. So there's another piece of fabric that was sewn on as well. And then over here, again, see, I shifted the belly band so it's not totally in the center. Now, sometimes what I like to do when I double it up like this, I make this a belly band as well, but I did not do that. Okay, that's just totally glued onto it. But there's a piece there, a piece of writing paper. Over here is the other side of that paper, so the pocket. I put doily for interest. And then these are just some paper and little journaling cards. And this was a double-sided one. And then this is a charm I got from Carleen Gilpin. So I just attached it there for interest. And then over here, I put I put a stamp. It is a belly band, but I made a quick little scrap pad, and it just sits over it. Oh, and look, a little I had a hard time sewing this one for some reason. A little stamp of grass. And then here's a stamp of a light. And then over here, here's I guess that's the fourth one now. Another one of those that's made into a tuck spot. Here's a piece of, that was from a double-sided notepad, or scrap pad. So that goes in there. And then over here, for interest, I put this ephemera piece, measuring tape, a ladybug stamp, and then over here, these are all safety pinned on, so they can be taken off and used elsewhere. These 3 different flowers. I believe this was from Gail Patricia, and I think I made these 2, but I think I added that. I know I added these 2, and I think I added that one. I don't, unless you did put the little green center in there, Gail. And then over here, on the other side, I put some of those stickers from that little set, like where the scissors came from. And then here, again, another masterboard piece. And there's a piece of washi. And then there's a stamp here of a flower, fabric sewn on, writing space, and this, again, another piece from that little set. This was from that 3D, that metallic-y, old-fashioned set of stickers that they've been selling at Dollar Tree. And this was a sewing machine. Like, they had an old telephone, old light bulb, that sheet, I believe. I got to put the sewing machine there. Writing space, another piece of paper with a fabric tab. And then over here, stamp, some extra little pieces. And this little envelope came from Bobby Joe. It came from Bobby Joe. So I just put in a few extra little pieces. See, there's more of that pad from Walmart. I made a little writing spot on the back for that one. So, yeah. Oh, sorry, I like to close these up. Okay. And then in this pocket, more of the writing board. So I tried to have one fabric pocket like this, that goes across in each of my journals. So, okay, I think my son just came home. So if you hear him yelling at me, I apologize. Okay, so I have 2021 written there. That's a charm from Carlene. And then another flower. And then over here, I made a belly band, decorated it with lace, have a stopper there. Here's a tag there. This is one of my favorite things that I did. I doubled up these, I think I doubled them, these die cuts of these bobbins. And then I took, because I don't always, but I try and buy DMC floss only at Value Village. And so you can't control the colors, right? Whatever's in the bag is in the bag. So I just thought I'd get colors that sort of go with this. So I decorated that and then glued them down. And writing space here, and then this is a tuck spot. It doesn't really open up. It doesn't open up far because it's glued at the side there. And there's a piece there, stamp. And over here, again, another Kate Maurer. Beautiful ephemera piece, envelope. And I have some writing paper in here, okay? And then over here, you close that. This flips over. And you have writing space there. I have some decoration. And then this can come out and you can write there, but it tucks in there. And this keeps this closed. Then over here is a paper clip I made. I glued the buttons down. And then there's my stamp. And then over here, this flips down, but it's also a tuck. Another piece of paper. And over here, another one of those journaling cards. A tuck spot here with some journaling ephemera. A double-sided tag. A little stamp of a bow. And over here is a corner tuck. So there's a little tuck here on the corner tuck. And then these 3 pieces of ephemera. Oop. Do this way you can't see. And then over here is the back pocket, same as the front, and there's the writing board. And that's it. So I hope you guys like this. Tina App, you are allowed to choose one of these because I owe you a journal, and I would be honored if you'd take one for your collection. So there's Pinky, there's Blacky, and there's Fabric. So let me know and I'll mail it to you. And I hope everyone else liked my video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.